Good morning. This is Pastor Zach with the Goodland United Methodist Church with your morning devotion for Friday, April 20th. Today I'm going to be reading Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord my whole life long. Even people largely unfamiliar with the Bible's contents are likely to know the phrases from Psalm 23. Used in countless television scenes and movie shots, often as protagonists stumble toward their inevitable death or as mourners huddle around a graveside, the invocation of 23:4 in popular culture has led many to associate this psalm of trust with death and mourning. Psalm 23 is a song of trust, as are Psalms 4, 11, 27, 16, 62, and 131. Songs of trust have two things in common: a perceived calamity of some kind and trust that the calamity or disaster shall pass and all will be well. In fact, as scholars often note, in these songs of trust, it is the very crisis that instigates the psalmist to cry out in trust, and not, as one might expect, in despondency or dejection. For example, in Psalm 27, trust comes even when standing in the midst of flesh-devouring evildoers and armies encamped all around. Yet what is the crisis in Psalm 23 addressing? And was that crisis one that centered on death, as is so often the case when the psalm is invoked today? Psalm 23 is quiet on the crisis that led to its composition. Rather, it functions to remind its audiences of the relationship between God and God's people. And perhaps most importantly, the psalm reminds readers about the beauties of living life in the here and now, even amid the usual darkness that accompanies day-to-day life. The psalm begins with a faithful and hopeful claim: "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." As scholars often note, the Hebrew word hasar, translated in the NRSV as want, is the same verb found in Deuteronomy 2:7. Surely the Lord your God has blessed you in all your undertakings. He knows you're going through this great wilderness. These 40 years, the Lord your God has been with you. You have lacked nothing. Psalm 23 reminds readers that God sustains, provides, and cares for his flock, not once but time and time again, fleeing from Egypt, returning from exile, and as we walk through darkness. Psalm 23 reminds readers that goodness can pursue them as well as travails. Moreover, in this Easter season, Psalm 23 serves as a reminder to live in the face of danger and misfortune, even the shadows of darkness that might surround us, and to know that in living we will be sustained. We gather for worship on Sundays at 10:30 a.m. at the Goodland United Methodist Church. We continue our Easter season series at the heart of the matter as we look at the different ways the message of Christ continues on, even after his death and resurrection. We hope you join us Sundays at 10:30. Have a blessed day.